Happy Friday and welcome to another edition of Fashion Flair Friday. I'm Marian Gellatly of Powerful Presence, and I am your host every Friday, almost every Friday, at 12 noon Pacific time. So, how are all of you? I hope that you had a wonderful holiday week or weekend, whatever the case may be. I don't know, somehow having it during the week kind of threw me off. It was kind of like, well, I'm not sure. Is it Monday? Is it Tuesday? Is it Wednesday? And here we are again. It's Friday. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed your time with family, friends, or just a quiet time. So, of course, here we are in summer, and so the topic for me is all right, how do we stay easy, breezy, sometimes professional, and how do we just make our lives easier? And that's when the idea of talking about dresses came to me. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Make sure you say hello. I see a couple of you here, and I know more will be joining. So, uh, I see that there should be comments, and yet they're not popping up. So it's just that weekly problem that I seem to have. So they'll show up eventually. Anyway, thank you for saying hello and letting me know that you're here. All right, so let's talk about dresses. And I want you to know at the end of our program today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a link so that you can go to a catalog that I've created that will show, I can't remember, probably about 10 ideas for each type of dress that I'm going to be talking about. And you can go to that catalog, you can click on the pictures, and that click will now take you to the retail site where you can actually read more about it, the fabric and the sizing and so forth. So just a way to help you a little bit to do your research if you're, in the mood for a dress for summer. So, I find where I live, which is the central coast of California, this time of year we don't have warm weather. We are very cool. And I'm looking outside now and I see nothing but fog and a little bit of breezy wind. And so for me, the idea of dresses is not so much, you know, my everyday kind of go-to, but really more about when we leave the area and we go to our warm weather areas where our kids live or vacation or, to a special event of some sort, you have to be prepared with a dress for those warm weather climates because I can go from here to the Bay Area and there'll be a 30-degree difference. So, how about you all? Do you wear dresses? And if you do wear dresses, do you have favorites? So, let me know about that, even though I can't see you talking. Oh, there we go. Okay, now we see the comments popped up. So Janelle, hi. Good. Glad you could attend live today. And Janice, good to see you. And by the way, I do love your new hair color, your natural hair color. It looks great on you. I saw you posted a photo on Facebook sometime this week, and I meant to write to you and then forgot. And Joey, hi, how are you? Good to see you here too. So, do you wear dresses? And if so, do you wear them for vacation? Do you wear them for everyday kick around town? Do you wear them to the pool? Do you wear them to a special event? How do you wear your dresses? So that's what I would be curious about. So I think, that dresses are just simple way of dressing for summer because you slip it on and it's a one and done look. You don't have to think about what goes with what. You put on a great little dress, you put on a great pair of sandals or espadrilles or shoes of some sort, you add a little bit of jewelry and you're good to go. All right, so let's talk about the first silhouette. So what I want to say is I'm going to tell you again about the three different silhouettes And just know that every one of these silhouettes has their own little version. You know, some are sleeveless, some have sleeves, some are straighter in the body, some have a little waist definition, some may have the seaming start under the bust line, some may hit and start at the waist. So just know that you need to know your body and your body proportions to really pick out which version of each one of these silhouettes is going to work for you. And so I'm not going to have time to go into all of that today, but I will tell you that in my Empowered Style program that's starting on August 17th, these are the kinds of things that we delve into. We get real clarity around each one of our bodies and what we can and cannot do that's going to flatter and enhance the balance on our body. So let's go ahead and just start. And I'm going to start with the shirt dress. And the shirt dress is what I have on right now. So it can be easy and relaxed, or it can be crisp and polished. I have seen it in the workplace and I have seen it at the pool. And a lot of it has to do with the fabrication. So, this particular category of dress, the shirt dress, comes in different styles, it comes in different options, it comes in different fabrics, some are plain, some are, patterned. But I would say that the shirt dress is probably the most classic style because it buttons up the front and it has a collar. You can find it with waist definition, without waist definition. Again, you choose what's going to work best for your body. So let me show you some samples of what that will look like. And then when I post the catalog, you can actually click in and see more of them that I didn't print off today. But this would be an example of a shirt dress. You can see that it has a collar. It has a placket. There are no buttons on this particular style that I'm showing here, but I would say this is what I would define as one option for a shirt dress. And these have those cute cutaway sleeves, which I think, give you that breeze and give you, if you don't like to show your arms, this gives you a little bit of coverage. And this happens to be a short shirt dress, which I find a lot of them are. More often I see the short shirt dresses versus the long shirt dresses. So, you may think, okay, well, it looks a little boxy. Well, just look at it as, yes, maybe it's a straighter cut, but again, it will, because the fabrics are typically softer, they will conform and will show a hint of, the body shape underneath. So let's look at one that we might see in the workplace. Now, maybe not quite this short, but I think that is so darling. It's got the buttons going up that white placket. It's got the white collar, and I love the white trim both at the sleeves as well as the hem of the skirt. So that would be another definition. And you can just see that the fabric is skimming the body. And if you are wearing something like I am wearing right now and you want to go ahead and unbutton, you can go ahead and unbutton. You can put a little tank underneath it. So you can also unbutton if it's a long shirt dress. You can also unbutton from the bottom. So, just use the buttons as it's going to work for you. Now, here is an example of a shirt dress. Again, button up the front, collar, but this one has waist definition. So for those of you that are hourglass shape, keeping that waist definition is really important. And this one, again, I would say is definitely going to fit more into the more classic, professional sort of a look. I don't see you wearing this around the pool all that much. But this one, on the other hand, so this would be a long version of a shirt dress, and you can see this is in a linen, so breezy and great. I can see this with a bathing suit underneath it, but I could also see it belted, and I can see it worn in patterns or in brighter colors, but in the chambray classic color, easy breezy vacation, throw it in the suitcase, outdoor festivities, this is going to serve you well. So you can see they come in different lengths, they come in different fabrics, they come in different styles and designs. What's going to serve your lifestyle, your personality, your coloring, and just your preferences in general. Okay, so that is the first silhouette that I think is a flattering dress style for summer. The second is the swing dress, and we're seeing just tons of swing dresses. And here would be an example. This is a short version. It has a short, flowy shape. It can have sleeves or it can be sleeveless. It can be tiered like this one is, or it could just be drop right from under the bust line seam. It can be solid or it can be patterned like what you see here. But the main characteristic of the swing dress is that it has a flowy silhouette. And usually it's a flowy silhouette that starts right under the bust or in some cases at the waist. So here would be an example of a longer version of this, and you can see that that seam doesn't start right under the waist but starts closer to the waist, or not under the bust but closer to the waist, and then it just flows out from there. And the tiered look is a big look this year. It's everywhere. And so this also allows you to show a little bit of leg, or as much or as little as you want, while it skims over the tummy and skims over the hip. I wore this a couple of weeks ago to my grandson's graduation and out to dinner, and then we were down in Paso Robles just recently, and I have a dress that is very similar to this, only the seam starts right under the bust and then flows out. And it's made of bamboo, and I can tell you that was the most comfortable dress I think that I have ever worn. It just was heaven. So if you haven't tried a bamboo fabric for summer, give it a whirl. Pay attention to the tags that are inside your dresses. Well, in terms of, any of your clothes, pay attention to the tags, which will show you the content of the fabrication. But I can tell you from experience, bamboo is a wonderful one for summer. It's got a little bit of substance to it, and yet you don't feel the weight when it's on your body, and it just flows. All right, here is another example of a swing dress, and this one shoulder look is a big trend for the summer. Here you see this in a pattern, which I think is really fun. And she's got this paired with some sandals. Just a great summer look in my opinion. So look for these dresses in cotton or gauze or chambray or tencel or bamboo. And I can tell you that there are plenty of them out there, and you can source them anywhere right at the moment. All right, so that is the second flattering style. Let me just see here. No comments. Put in the comments area. Are you a shirt dress kind of a woman? Are you a flowy kind of a swing dress kind of a woman? Or might you be the tunic dress woman? So let me show you what that looks like here. All right. Now this is a dress that I recognize that when I look back at my history of wearing dresses, the tunic dress has always been one of my favorites. And I don't know why that is, but I think maybe it's because of the shape of my body, but I just love the tunic dress. So it's got a straight shape, as you can see. Lengths can be short to really maxi length. And I would say that if you're going to have a long tunic or shift, we use those terms interchangeably. So A shift dress is the way I came to know it. Right now, it's called a tunic dress. But the idea is when they're longer, having a slit up the leg is really a more comfortable way to go. So this one you can see is in a very sporty pattern, with the stripes. And this dress can be sleeveless as well as with sleeves. This is longer, and this is in a linen, and it's got a little ruffle at the collar and a little ruffle at the sleeve. Just a cute little, heeled flip-flop sort of a sandal. And but you see the straightness of the silhouette. And here is another one. Okay. So more pattern, kind of bold, kind of fun. And what I love about this is if you look at the stripes on the pattern, you always want to pay attention. Well, you can see how those stripes are really bold at the top. So that will widen the upper torso. So if you have a fuller hip, then guess what? Having a broader and wider stripe at the top is really a good balancing trick to a fuller hip line. So don't be afraid to wear stripes. Just stop and think about, where do I need to put the stripes and how wide and how bold should they be in terms of where do I want to call the attention. So if you look at the bottom of this dress, the teaching point is that the stripes on the bottom are more curved diagonal, if you will, and they are pointing downward. So they elongate the body as we come on down. So again, another tunic dress. If we look, this is obviously sleeveless. So, you choose what options are going to work best, again, for the lifestyle, for the event, for your personality, and for your preferences. I also like to think of tunic dresses, if you will, kind of as a caftan sort of a look. This is another way of thinking about tunic dresses. So you can eliminate, and when you look at this, you can eliminate the fact that we don't see a lot of flow to this dress. So it's not a swing dress. We don't see buttons and we don't see collars, so it's not a shift dress. So this is a dress, again, that I would put into the shift or the tunic dress category. It's a kind of a breezy linen. It could be a cotton, it could be some sort of a blend, but the key on the tunic dress is the straight shape at a length that flatters you, whether it's short or long. And all you have to do with these dresses is pair them with sandals, whether they be flat or whether they be heeled, or adding an espadrille to really prepare you for summer wearing of your dresses. This particular tunic dress is the dress that I seem to remember Jackie Onassis, we would see her on her yacht and so forth. So equal parts preppy with a little bit of boho mixed in, kind of that all-American and yet sometimes ethnic inspired sort of a look. So what is the best thing about a summer dress? Well, as I said before, it's a one and it's a done outfit. All you need is your straw hat, your straw handbag, a great pair of shoes, and you are set for whatever the case may be. The vacation, the baby shower, the wedding shower, some event that you have coming up. So which ones do you think you would wear? Would you be more apt to wear the shirt dress, the swing dress, or the shift tunic style dress? Go ahead and just tell me. I see that I should have 8 comments, and yet for some reason I'm not seeing those comments. So this is frustrating. If any of you have any secrets here. If I press enough buttons, aha, okay, pressed a few more buttons and here we go. All right, so I see Betty here. Hi, Betty. Um, Peggy, you said it's 94 out, but feels like 103. Oh, poor thing. You like to wear dresses or skirts. Yes, because it's gives you the airflow underneath the skirt, doesn't it? And you don't have any constriction underneath. So they are great. Well, hang in there, Peggy. I hope it cools down for you. And Janelle, you said, what might I wear underneath a swing dress? So do people wear slips anymore? Well, guess what? I do. However, I don't always wear them under a dress unless I've determined that the fabrication is see-through. So the way you can do that is make sure the sun is behind you. Stand, have your partner, husband, child, whatever the case may be, look at the skirt and say, can you see my legs? Can you see the silhouette of my legs? And if you can, then fine, go ahead and put on a slip. Slips aren't really all that accessible or available, but check on Amazon and you will definitely find them. So that is one thing you can do. I would not suggest putting on a legging unless it's cool. Like where I live, you could put a legging under a short dress. But the whole idea of dresses are, to keep the airflow going. So think about your situation. I have seen leggings paired with dresses. Actually, I was looking at a video this morning, and there were the dresses, and there were the cropped leggings. So ones that come below the calf, but they are not down as far as the ankle. So down as far as the ankle just kind of looks a little heavy for summertime. And Peggy, you said I wear slips, something I learned from my mom. Yes, I have some eyelet lace fabric and thinking about making a shirt dress. Perfect, perfect. We'll be twins. So how about any of those of you that haven't made a comment here, any other comments that you'd like to share or any questions you would like to ask about dresses? And question is, do you wear them? Do you wear dresses? That's really important. And if you haven't or you don't, just because you don't, or you think you don't like them, you know what? I would suggest that you go into a store and just try on some, 2023 style dresses, and you might really surprise yourself. Because as I said before, I'm not really a dress wearer, and yet I surprised myself this year by finding that bamboo. The manufacturer's called Pure, Pure, and I just love it. So, I think I'm just might get another one. If they go on sale, I'm going to grab myself another one and keep them. So very, very, very comfortable. Let's see here. All right, I don't see any other comments right at the moment. What I wanted to tell you is one of you had a request that I talk about eyeglass frames. And I told you that I would have an expert come on to talk about that. So we are getting together next Tuesday. We're going to record the interview and I'm going to play the interview. I hope if all goes well, I'm going to have the interview available for you next Friday for Fashion Flair Friday. And the reason I'm doing that is because my husband is having a knee replacement on Wednesday. And I will be driving him to have his physical therapy on Friday. So I cannot be with you Friday, but I will have Wendy Buchanan available. She's going to be talking about how you select the personality of the pieces. She's going to talk a little bit about trends of shape and color and where we're going. And I think she's even going to make some sort of an offer in terms if you would like to have a consultation with her via Zoom. So that's what I have planned next week for you. I hope you enjoy it. I know you will. I've known Wendy for years and years. She is been a part of the Association of Image Consultants International, of which I have been a member of for years. And that's how we got to know one another. Wendy actually resides in Canada, but we always looked forward to her coming to our annual conferences because she would bring suitcases full of eyeglasses for all of us to try on and select and buy, and we had a great time. So I know you're going to enjoy, Wendy. So look forward to that with hope that the technology will all go just as planned. And I will keep you posted about the following week. I hope I can be here the following week, but if not, I will certainly post here in our group, and we'll figure out. I also wanted to let you know that registration is open for the Empowered Style program starting on August 17th, and I am going to go ahead and post today a recording of an interview that I did with one of the students that came out of the last program, so you can hear what she has to say about the program. I'll also give you a link to the page where you can go and learn all about it and learn about the dates. It's a 3-month program. We go from August 17th and we finish up before Thanksgiving, so you're all ready for your holidays and you've got clarity around your style, around your body, around what you should be choosing in terms of fabrics and patterns and colors and personality and accessories and so forth. So I'll look forward to getting all that into the Facebook group today, and I will be seeing you very soon. Don't hesitate if you have any questions about the program to let me know. I'm only taking 7 people in the program, so it's a first come, first serve. And if you sign up before the 31st of this month, you get $500 off your registration fee. So there's a bonus for you. So that is it for now, my friends, and I will look forward to seeing you again very soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.